Hello students and welcome to the English class. Today I will be explaining the second poem of First Flight textbook, Fire and Ice. This poem is written by a very famous poet, Robert Frost. Before this, let's know something about this poet. Robert Lee Frost was an American poet. His work was initially published in England before it was published in America. He was awarded the Congressional Gold Medal in 1960 for his poetic works. On July 22, 1961, Frost was named Poet Laureate of Vermont. Now here laureate means a person who is honored with an award for outstanding creativity, and Vermont is a state in northeastern US. Okay, now let's have a glance to the theme of this poem. This is a symbolic poem. It means the symbols used in this poem are not just an object, but it symbolizes more than one meaning. Okay, so in this poem, which is a symbolic poem, the poet has basically used two metaphors, fire and ice. And he has used these symbols to portray the human emotions. Now let's talk about the history of this poem. This poem was published in December 1920 in Harper's Magazine. It is one of the most popular poems of Robert Frost. This poem is inspired by Dante's Inferno book, in which he mentions the experience in the dark forest, which represents the world full of evil things like corruption, anger, lack of values, fraud, violence, etc. It tells about the sinners. Now, sinners are those who do wrong works, wrong deeds. So, they used to live in hell and were submerged in a lake of ice till their neck. Okay, now as I have earlier said that the poem is a symbolic poem and the poet has used two metaphors, fire and ice, to portray human emotions. So, now metaphor is nothing but a figure of speech used for comparison between two things that are not related, or you can say that which are opposite in meaning. For example, if you see here, he was a walking encyclopedia. This is an example of metaphor. Now here, he, who refers to a boy or a man or any person. Okay, so this he is compared to encyclopedia. But do you think there is any relation between a human being and encyclopedia? Means relation in terms of any characteristics? No. So such comparisons, when they are done, they are called as metaphors. So the comparison of two unlike things are referred to as metaphor. Now, since the poet has used two symbols, so we can say the use of literary device symbolism is done in this poem. Now, symbolism is nothing but a figure of speech used to denote ideas using symbols. Okay. If we will take an example of heart symbol, so we can say that it represents an idea of love. Okay. Now, let's see which human emotions are being described by the poet with the help of symbols fire and ice. So here, fire symbolizes the human emotions like desire, greed, and ice symbolizes the human emotions like hatred, cruelty, intolerance, insensitivity, coldness, indifferences, etc. Okay, so in this poem, the poet says that the world can end in two ways, either because of fire or ice, and he elaborates this in this poem. Now let's read and understand the poem. Some say the world will end in fire, some say in ice. From what I have tasted of desire, I hold with those who favor fire. But if it had to perish twice, I think I know enough of hate to say that for destruction ice is also great and would suffice. Firstly, let's become familiar with the meanings of new words given in this poem. So the first one is desire. So desire, it means wanting. Okay, wanting of something. Then next, another word is favor. Favor means support. when you support something, that is favor. And then next word is perish. Now perish means end, or you can say die. Then another word is suffice. Now here suffice means to be enough. Okay, so these are the meanings of new words which you can be familiar with before getting the explanation of the poem. Further, now let's move on to the line by line explanation of the poem. Some say the world will end in fire, some say in ice. Now here the poet shares the opinion of two types of people. One group is of the opinion that someday the earth's core will get so heated up that it would lead to fire, destroying the whole earth's surface. Okay, and on the other hand, second group says that if the temperature goes down to an extent that makes life on earth impossible. Okay, and here basically the poet is referring to the literal meaning of how the world will end, and he refers to the scientist. Now he says that some scientists believe that the world will end because of increased temperature, and some scientists believe that the world may end because of decreased temperature. Okay, means because of too much cold. And if we see it scientifically, then it's true also. Okay, so now further moving to the next line, he says, from what I have tasted of desire, I hold with those who favor fire. Now the poet shares his own personal opinion through these two lines. Okay, he compares fire and ice with the destructive features of human emotions by linking fire as desire and ice as hatred. He says about his own experiences and tells that according to him, based on what he has made a study about desires of the people, he comes to conclusion that earth would be destroyed because of the fire of never ending desire of human beings. And so he says that he favor those people who have this opinion. Now if we consider an example, we can take an example of world wars. Why do these wars happen? Just because of desire of humans to become more powerful than the others, and this ultimately leads to loss of lives and the end of the world. Similarly, qualities of greed, jealousy also destroy the world. Greed and jealousy are things that affect human emotions and mind and prevent person from thinking clearly. And once these greed and jealous, when it goes beyond the limit or reaches extreme level, then the person becomes restless, and these qualities of extreme desire, greed, jealousy keeps on burning in the mind of that person, and he becomes restless, and it becomes difficult for him to stop until he achieve that, or until all those desires are achieved. So what happens then? People will kill each other because of greed or jealousy, and the world will end. So in this way, through these lines, he explains that because of negative human emotions, the world can end in reality. Okay, now let's try to understand the further lines of this poem. But if it had to perish twice, I think I know enough of hate to say that for destruction, ice is also great and would suffice. Now here, firstly, earlier also I have told you the meaning of the word perish. So the perish means to die, and the word suffice means enough, to be sufficient. Okay. Now in these lines, the poet is trying to tell us that if everybody has to die twice, or if the world has to end twice, then there is enough of hate for destruction of this world, and ice will also be then equally responsible. He says then to say that for destruction ice is also great, means he says that ice will be also equally responsible for the end, and it will be also great. Apart from desire, the poet shows hatred as a part of the traits of humanity. Now, traits means the characteristics of humanity, human beings. Okay. Now these lines implies that ice in the form of hatred is also likely to lead the end of this world, as I have said earlier. Ice is something cold that has no warmth. Okay, when there is ice, the world becomes frozen. The poem uses this scientific term ice to show coldness of people's heart when they feel hate. Here, coldness means emotionless, not bothered about others' well being. Okay, the poet explains that once hatred is built in one's heart, a person becomes inhuman and he is unable to control his emotions. This results ultimately in evil deeds like taking lives of innocent people. For example, hate among religions, leads to war and loss of lives. So, we have seen now that how Frost poem is true in showing hatred and desire as destructors of this world. Okay, so he has wonderfully described the symbols fire and ice and relating it to the human emotions, and he has proved that yes, hatred and desires are also a great destructors for the end of this world. Okay.